Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. And today we have the second episode on how to build your neighborhood or how to build your suburb. And the focus today will be on zoning, services, and public transportation. But you might be saying, well, we are looking at the same places before, but everything is already zoned and we have public transportation and services already in place. Yes, you are correct. The main reason for that is that when I was recording before, I was having some audio issues. By the way, I finally figured that out. Windows had an update that was reprioritizing the processes in my computer, and the processing audio was really, really low. And then it was just prioritizing the image. With that happening, all the audio were being clipped, and I couldn't be heard. So I tried doing some voiceover, but it wasn't good enough. I tried just removing the parts that I was having issues with, and that was pretty awful, to be honest. Missing a lot of parts. So here I am. I will give you an overview. That'll be much quicker than a full build, but at least you have an idea, and we'll manage to go through all the details and all my thought process in building a new suburb. So, starting with with the zoning. Basically, what I have in here. So this is the area that we had before, right? So the same area that we're building, connecting to the other part of the city in there, and no changes in there. So what we had here, we had the road layout. So we have the main avenue coming into this area, another one at the waterfront, although you see that we have a few more things here. I'll cover that later. And we have all the area expanded to the suburb. So what I've tried to do in here, or what I usually try to do in all the neighborhoods that I build, is basically find a way to give people a place nearby to shop and to work. So that's the main goal with the zoning there. That's the first thing I usually do. I don't put down services or anything like that. I start with the zoning. So if you look at this, on the main roads here, on the main avenues, I do have some offices. So closer to the bridge, we have those offices. We still have a small office in here. And then we have the commercial. So as you can see, all around the main avenue, we actually have commercial. And then we have commercial dotted around here to give them closer place to actually go and shop or have fun. Sometimes that there are just tourist place and things like that. So that's the starting point. I start with the commercial, by the way. The second one, I look at industry or offices, and in this case, I just put down a few offices in here. I had here as well, but then I put a service later on, so this changes a little bit. For now, I think this is a good balance, so I keep it that way, but we can come up to this later on and talk about the changes for the suburb in the next episode as well. But anyway, then we have the commercial in the main avenues. The reason why they're there as well is because they are usually noisy. So especially the high density commercial, they produce more sound pollution, which I can probably show you right here. So as you can see, you have a little more noise pollution on the main roads in here, especially on the area where we have the high density. It's not too much, but it's enough to cause problems in the long run if you just make a massive commercial area as we have in somewhere else in the map. But yeah, that goes in the main avenue, which is usually busier and where people will stop and shop. Getting out of there, we have residential, so not on the main roads, further away from any noise pollution and all that sort of stuff. and some offices to get them someplace to work. I wanted to add this to the entrance here. The reason for that, I was thinking these junctions here are a bit too close together, especially those two, right? And as you can see, you still have, you actually have a little bit of a backup here. Not too much, but enough to cause some problems in the long run if we are not careful. And then we have the bridge, which was the main access to the any other areas really. So what I decided to do is put down some offices because they don't cause a lot of traffic, and they still provide places for people to work. So I thought it was a good idea. On this side here, we just have the pedestrian pathway, so we don't actually need that. So that part's done. So we have commercial and residential, and then commercial and offices. But before I get to residential, again, I just dot this around on places where we don't have like big blocks, like 4x4, which grows to the biggest buildings. So they would have some place to shop around here as well. So giving extra option. So we don't need everyone driving, walking, or cycling, or using public transportation all the way to get to the main avenue and come back. So that helps with traffic as well. Now, residential, everything else was residential. I'm using mostly high density. I want this little section here to be very populated, a lot of high density. The only known high density areas are the commercial on the waterfront and the ones in the middle of these areas. I didn't want this to be high density, although those residential on the main avenue here, commercial, they are all high density as well. But there we go. Now we have the basic shape of our neighborhood. We have the zoning ready. Before I start anything, before I press play, what I look at just after that is basically the public service. So it doesn't really matter how you start this. Obviously, give them water. If you're not using mods, give them some power connection as well. So that is always really good. But I usually go from left to right here to healthcare, fire, police, education, and then we finalize with public transportation, right? So starting here, what I've done, I've actually added a main hospital that covers this entire area. As you can see, all the roads are green, which means enough coverage for everyone. So I went with this hospital in here, and this is facing actually the back street here, not the main road. Now you might think, well, wouldn't it be more reasonable to put this on the main avenue so they would have access to place faster? You might be right there, but it actually causes the opposite effect. The reason is if the entrance is just at the main avenue, you have a lot of cars coming and going, ambulance and people coming to the hospital, and that will cause traffic. So when you need to go out fast and actually have ambulance going to pick up someone that's sick, it will take longer and traffic will build up. Putting this on the road at the back will give them an easier access on a road that's a lot less populated or busier, and everyone will get there a lot faster. So with that done, we did the death care as well with the crematorium. Now this one I put two just at the end over here, more than enough to cover all this area. We just needed one, to be honest, but I thought it would be a good idea to have one extra, as this area is very populated, and this will work as a buffer for the suburb that we have at the north side. And finally, for health, we did the elder care right here. The area of effect of this is huge, as you can see. So one of those cover all the area. The same go for the child care, just over here. And this is like more than enough, to be honest. We don't need anything else than that. So it's pretty good. Then I moved to fire station. Instead of one big station, I want to put two smaller ones. although this area is still complaining a little bit, but we'll take a look at that later on. I might actually replace one of the smaller with a big one, just to give better coverage for them over here. But this should be enough to help. Just remember, they will, if there's a fire over here, they will get there in time, but you don't get the bonus for having a fire station nearby. And the bonus will help you level your buildings up. So that's why you usually look at this and see where you could have a better coverage. Or maybe if I connect this road over here, I might solve that issue. But anyway, we might take a look at that later to give it better coverage. But at the moment, this is more than enough having two over here. It's close enough for any fire trucks to get on this place and put down any fires. So we should be fine. Police station, basically the same thing, as you can see. Same spots and pretty good coverage, so no issues at all. Maybe just at the end of the road here, but again, I'm fine with that. Maybe if we want to improve, we make a road connection over here, give them a little bit of faster access there, and then we'll be done. But for the starting of the suburb, I think this is fantastic. Then we go into education. So education will be elementary schools. Again, 2 schools over there. Just so you know, we have half capacity over here and over here. So one wouldn't be enough. If you look at this, we'll probably be at almost 500 students in this area in total, or 450, which is above capacity. But if we have any influx of students, we can't educate everyone. So I like to keep everyone educated. And then a high school. Again, I put you in there. One would probably not be enough. 730 people in here, 740 over there would be, well, 1400 ish, and would be just too much. I think it would create a lot of traffic to this place and wouldn't be enough coverage. Keep in mind that schools generate traffic. People need to go to the schools to get educated. So if you just have one in the middle and everyone in this area have to drive over there, you generate traffic. Having them split like that gives 2 main places for them to go, and they don't need to go too far to get over there. So we should be all right. Now, as you can see, it takes time for this to be, for the citizens to get educated. So at the beginning, when you start your new suburb, you see a lot of messages saying that there's not enough educated workers to work in this area. That's fine. Give it some time, and then they will get educated, and you start seeing that the colors here will change. And right now they are getting educated on elementary schools and going to high school, and this will be the next stage. When they finish, they can go to the university. We don't have universities in this area at the moment. What I've done here is just add a public library in this area just to help with education a little bit and give them a boost, so we don't get that message of not enough educated workers for too long. And that helped quite a lot. But yeah, we might give them access to the university. Best way to do this is probably public transportation directly to the university later on. But it's something that we will take a look at. And this will be the main service. Now, public transportation. When we start this, I left this main road as a tram line and I kept it that way. So now this goes over here, goes around this area and come back. So you have a stop just at the train station, another one at the metro station over here. And the train depot, by the way, is over there. And then we go all the way over here. Trams will go this way, come this way, and come down into here. Now, this is something new. We do have this new train station over here. And what I've done, I've split these into here and there, so we have connection from both sides over there to this train station. And it's very popular because this is one of the only stations that we allow intercity trains to come here. So as you can see, there is a lot of intercity trains coming and actually backing up to getting there. So that's interesting. But then we have this new line of trains that go all the way over here and connect to our tourism area and or that will give them access to the airport as well. So that's pretty good. We'll take a look at usage very soon, but let's go back here and see everything else that we have. As you can see, we do have the trams going around over there and a lot of taxis causing some issues over here, which is okay. I guess they're trying to park over there. I may extend this road just to fix the traffic a little bit over here, but I can do that later on. And then, well, we have this. I didn't add any bus stations in here, mainly because, well, the walkability in this area is fantastic, so we don't actually need that. As you can see, we have pretty high levels on our buildings, 5 levels, 5-star on just at the back here, which means that we don't need any closer public transportation. We still have the park that we need to detail in here, which will increase the attractiveness of this area, so that will be good. Something else that I did, I made another road connection through here that connects all the way over here and added this roundabout there as well. There is still a little bit of traffic here and there, I see that, but I will fix that on a future episode when we add more public transportation. There is a lot of places that we need more public transportation, and we will look at that. So, main reason why I've done this connection here, we just had this connection initially to this whole area, and that's quite a lot of people over here. We now have almost 16,000 people in this area. That's huge. Now imagine 16,000 people using this road. And then what they were doing, they were coming in here, and some people were going in here for public transportation and some buildings over there, but most people were actually, if I press the right buttons, they were actually going into this road all the way over here into this area or over there. So this was causing massive traffic. So adding this extra connection, as you can see, there's a lot of cars and trucks that come through here, which saves a lot of time. And not just that, I've also noticed that we had a lot of people going over there, getting into the highway, coming all the way here, coming this way, and going out of the city through here. But we are here, right? We have the highway just over here. So something else that I've done, I've created a new system in here that we go underneath and connect on all sides of the highway, give them straight access and reducing traffic on this area over here as well, which helped quite a lot. So this was the main public transportation system that we've done, and some changes on the road layout to cater for traffic. But yeah, I think that'll be the main point for today. I will show you some details on public transportation and on the next and final step of building a new neighborhood. We will look into maintaining your new neighborhood and what you have to look at when you're doing that, and that'll be all the focus for that episode. So keep an eye on that. Subscribe if you want to see when that comes up, but usually City Skylines videos comes up on every Wednesday if you don't want to subscribe, but consider leaving a like to make sure that I can make more and more videos like this for you, or to show your appreciation. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know if you do something different or if there is anything that I might be missing or that is an oversight. This is my way of doing this. Some people do it in a different way. This works really well for me, and our city is almost at 100,000 people, and I think this shows that it's working. At least so far, it's really working for us. And I just want to give you an overview of the size of the city right now. And if I can fit that in the middle of the screen, there we go. So this is everything we've built so far, and I love this city. I think this is one of the cities that I enjoyed the most building. There are some areas in here that I just really like. But anyway, thank you for watching this second episode on how to build your neighborhood. And I really hope I'll see you in the next and final episodes of this kind of tutorial walkthrough on building suburbs. And I wish you'll be there to take a look at that. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.